CHELSEALOUISEBERLIN.
Amazing. And if you could look at me for the interview, that'd be great. So, first question, I mean, how did you feel when you were approached to be part of this exhibition?
Oh, petrified. It was really short notice, and Kobe and I talked about the show about a year ago, and it was all very exciting. I had no idea the extent to the inclusion that he'd want me to be participating in. It was just bonkers.
And how do you feel kind of seeing it all there? I mean, it all looks absolutely amazing, and we were just saying it's incredible that you've managed to keep everything.
Well, I feel quite overwhelmed by seeing it all together. It's been in books and in folders for years. It came out when I made my book, and then it all went back in again. And creating it, I was making 1 metre by 1.5 metre versions, and then I only saw 2 at a time. So I didn't see it until it went up yesterday finally, and I've been watching from the back of the room constantly just to actually look at all the flyers together. It's 30 years worth of collecting.
And do you have any like particular favourites or any like memories that stand out when you look back at them?
Yeah, there were a couple of the parties that really stand out. There's some photographs in one of the cabinets from a Sunrise event in '89 that was just amazing. Back to the Future at Heston Services, Whirligig. There are just so many. For me, it's the equivalent to people having photographs. They like their photographs, and that brings back a memory. For me, looking at the flyers just takes me straight back into the venue.
And do you think it's kind of important to continue to celebrate rave culture? And do you think people coming here are going to have their kind of eyes open to it?
I think so. I think a lot of people of my generation, the generation that were in the original second Summer of Love, will get a euphoric memory. They'll be taken straight back to where they were and who they were with and what they were doing. For younger people, I think it'll be an eye-opener. It'll make them realise how much we were doing that was outside of the status quo, about what, you know, the standard society was expecting of young people. And I think it made an impact that is being sort of replicated now with Extinction Rebellion and with other movements. And when I see and speak to younger people, you know, in their teens and 20s now, I'm blown away by how much energy they've got. And it does remind me of how much energy we used to have.
And what do you think your section kind of contributes to the overall exhibition?
I hope it just shows people the DIY versatility of youth culture at the time, of how people weren't prepared just to wait for other things to happen, that they would get up and do it for themselves and create something that swept the nation. It was just a good time to be alive.
Excellent, that's really great. Thank you very much. Do you mind giving your name and your
title and spelling, please?
So my name's Kobe. I'm co-curator of the show Sweet Harmony Rave today. Cool. Sarch Gallery opens the 12th of July, goes to the 14th of September. £10 a ticket. Eventbrite. Hopefully resident advisor very soon. Do it.
Your surname?
Prempe. Did I leave that out?
Yeah.
Well, it's going to go on the script, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or is it just going to be Kobe on the script?
So Kobe Prempe, curator, Sweet Harmony Rave today.
Cool. How do you spell your last name?
P-R-E, M for mother, P-E-H.
Brilliant. Okay. So, we all good? So, first question, would you mind just giving us like a brief overview of the exhibition?
So Sweet Harmony Rave Today is a comprehensive survey of rave culture back then, but also celebrating rave culture today. We've got photography from people like Dave Swindles, Ted Polimus, Derek Ridgers, Ewan Spencer, Vinka Peterson, and a whole wall takeover by Chelsea Louise Berlin.
And what do you think kind of people going to the gallery are going to take away from the exhibition?
I think they're going to come back with a sense of nostalgia, hopefully some hope and optimism. Rave came about in a really challenging period of our history. And when we see what's going on today, it could be a really nice time to think about how great this country is when people come together with positivity.
Oh, that's a nice sentiment. And have you got any particular favourite parts, any favourite rooms?
Do you have children?
No.
No, neither do I. So I don't know what it's like to be a parent. I don't know what it's like to have a favourite child. But just like a parent, you can't talk about it.
I don't know if I had to think about that. So, do I have children? No.
I know, that was weird. Like,
is that a trick question?
Do I have any favourites?
Any like key things you want to talk us through?
I think our audience guests to the exhibition will really enjoy Gallery 3, where we've got Conrad Shawcross's piece with a car spinning around, with photography from Shauna Gavin. I think people will really enjoy Chelsea Louise Berlin's flyers. A lot of our nostalgia people will come in and be looking out for the nights which they've gone to. Others will enjoy Seth Troxler and Film Offer's installation upstairs in Gallery 6, and a lot of people enjoy the fashions from the time from Ted Polimas.
Amazing. And so you've got like old and new with Seth Troxler, who's, you know, just closed Glastonbury, didn't he? And then you've got, yeah, it's amazing.
And another part where we've really got a mix of the old and new is our vinyl record shop, run by Will Hunter from Vinyl Hunter, he's a 23-year-old guy. He's got 3 stores in East Anglia, Essex and London, and this will be his 4th here in Saatchi Gallery for 2 months.
Amazing. And why do you think it's important to kind of celebrate rave culture, like even on a contemporary basis?
All art forms bring people together, and rave as ask your question again.
Why do you think it's important to kind of celebrate rave culture now?
The great thing about the exhibition is that we're celebrating electronic music as an art form. It came about 35, 40 years ago. Rave hit this shores 30 years ago, and it brought people together, it broke down social boundaries. That has to be celebrated and definitely marked in this 30-year anniversary. But more than that, it's an opportunity for us to reach out to new audiences, and hopefully they get involved and understand what an art exhibition can be and not be scared of it.
Excellent. Anything else you want to add? Actually, could I ask you about that picture that you're saying? Has anyone been here and like spotted themselves in any pictures? And you know, what's the reaction into that?
Oh, it's been amazing. So I remember the whole office was really enjoyed. A woman from Leeds messaging us about her husband being in one of the pictures in Dave Swindle's rooms from rave/party with the group called, I can't remember their name. They did Fool's Gold.
Oh yeah, Stone Roses.
Stone Roses.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had an amazing time when a woman emailed in about her husband being in one of the Stone Roses pictures in Gallery 2.
And do they want a copy of the picture?
Oh, they want a copy of the picture and probably free tickets.
Oh, you might as well try, eh?
Yeah, you've got to try. Got to love a trier.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much.
It's kind of interesting if you want to do those kind of pictures, but if you've got destinations to get to, you definitely don't want to be dealing with security, with either the public. You want to be in and out and, you know, no queuing, you know, anything like that.
Yeah, it's like if we work there, it's like that, isn't it?
Do you want name and spelling again?
Yeah, if you just introduce yourself, it's,
Spell it.
And
Spell it?
Yeah.
Is that for the sound? Is that for the sound?
Yeah, well, no, it's for the sound, and so we get it right on the script.
Yeah.
We don't want you to put your name down.
And if you could look at me as well.
Half a step that way.
If it makes any difference to look at me, I can't see your eyes anyway, so
That's right.
maybe I should put sunglasses on
I'm
too.
recorded, so whenever you're ready.
Yeah, so can you just introduce yourself, please, and how you want to be named in the script?
So my name is Matthew Smith. I work under the name of Matko, M-A-T-T-K-O, and I am a photographer, author, cultural protagonist.
Cool.
And the name of my book is Exist to Resist.
Amazing. Okay, so first of all, how did you feel to be selected to be part of this exhibition?
I kind of, you know, it's obviously a compliment, but really, you know, I think actually it's just appropriate.
And can you give us a brief overview of your room and what kind of things we can see in your room?
The gallery decided that they wanted to show images from the criminal justice bill marches, of which we were an inherent part, and from Reclaim the Streets, and also much more modernly the anti-Brexit sound system that took place only recently.
And have you got any particular favourite standout photos in that room?
Obviously all of them are my favourites. It's very difficult. You know, I think, you know, having had a look at the edit that the gallery came up with, they've made some good choices, they've made some not so good choices, but you know, it is what it is, and obviously it's good to be here because you only win it if you're in it.
And do you kind of feel like a sense of pride looking around and seeing, you know, obviously it's like looking back through your career really, isn't it? I mean, how does that feel to you? I know it's not finished yet, but it will be once we've filmed it.
Well, the very interesting thing about this gallery is that it came into being on the back of money earned from a government that was trying to destroy my culture. And I really like the idea that we are now in the belly of the beast, taking it over.
Yeah, I mean, that's brilliant, isn't it? And you've got a book out, haven't you, as well? And obviously the photos featured in the book are on display in here as well.
Yeah, a lot of the pictures that are in the book are on display here. The book was called Exist to Resist, and it came into being after I ran a crowdfunder to self-publish it a couple of years ago. Sold out in a matter of months. 700 people bought a copy up front, and it's now kind of, I don't know, the V&A have got a copy in their library, and it, you know, during the Kickstarter it really did make worldwide kind of like media coverage.
Amazing. And does it kind of bring back a lot of memories, obviously looking at all your work on display?
Not so much memories, more it's the opportunity to still talk about the relevance of the issues that my work dealt with then that are entirely appropriate now. One of the massive kind of like bits of feedback from publishing the image galleries that went into the book at the time was the fact that we've lost an enormous amount of freedom in the space of a generation, and you know that is as relevant to, you know, everybody who goes to a festival today as it was back then. And clearly the culture has moved on from the outsider, democratic, kind of organic, free culture that it was post-legislation into a massive creative industry.
And what have you been doing recently? I mean, you've just come back from Glastonbury, haven't you? What have you been photographing recently?
I just spent 3 weeks documenting Block 9's amazing new stage called Icon and the rest of their activities at Glastonbury, and that was part of a sort of celebration of documenting Glastonbury for 30 years this year.
Amazing. Thank you very much. It's great.
Sam?
Because I was
While she's doing that, can you just...
How old are you?
31.
31.
It's not that young, really, is it? 31.
Age is relative. These guys will keep quiet if you want them to.
Yeah, I think Steve's told them.
Yeah. Could you just give us your name and spell it? And
Yeah,
what you want to be?
my name is Adrian Fisk, F-I-S-K.
Cool. Are you good?
Good. What title do you want to be?
Yeah, how do you want to be referred to?
Artist.
Artist, yeah, call me whatever you want. Artist, photographer, filmmaker, music.
Cool, all those things. Okay, so how did it feel when you were asked to be involved in this exhibition?
The way this came about was a friend of mine knows the director of the Saatchi Gallery, and he told her that I'd made this work a year and a half ago when she first sort of thought about this idea. It wasn't until much more recently that she contacted me and she said, "Can you email me some photographs, you know, from your work in the 90s?" I said no. And the reason is because it was all on negatives sitting in a cupboard and hadn't been seen for 22 years. So he said, "You want to see it, you've got to meet." So we met and I showed her some old prints and here we are now.
I can't believe they were just sat in a drawer. Were you not like desperate to kind of look at them again?
Well, you know, it's like, you know, you make this work and then you forget about it and you move on with your life. But, you know, when you get to sort of 25 years, having made work, 25 years, you start to realise that actually maybe it's quite interesting. But also because there's lots of parallels between what's happening now and what happened 25 years ago and even 30 years ago with Extinction Rebellion and also just the state of society. You know, Rave came about as a reaction to Thatcher's government. You know, you had the whole thing of Thatcher said there's no such thing as society. Actually there was, and people stood for that and they created their society on the dance floor and in the fields. And also Rave came about because the British are very repressed and it was an opportunity for us to really let go. You know, we could start hugging people on the dance floor and what's your name, where are you from, and all this kind of thing. And that had never happened before. And now 30 years later we have a situation where we have another Tory government and we've got the country really divided and students are in debt because of student loans and all this kind of thing. And clubs are closing down because all inner city property is going to residential, and so people are doing these parties once again.
So that you're seeing the kind of rave culture in the partying sense come back around again. You talked about protesting, but do you think people are kind of, is the clubbing scene still there, do you think?
I think the clubbing scene is still there for sure, but you know, clubbing scene is constantly evolving. But a lot of clubs are closing down because it's been sold off for residential properties. So there's always a need to dance. There's always a need to party. There's always a need to express yourself on a dance floor, and that's just evolved into something different.
And how do you think your work contributes to the exhibition as a whole?
I think what I bring to this is I bring a collection of photographs that are intended to inspire people. What these photographs are about, they're about a time when people said, we're going to question the status quo, we're going to question the government laws, we're going to question the policy, and we're going to express that through holding illegal parties. What these, like the London Acid City, the photographs you can see behind me, these were illegal raves that happened in old schools, sports centres, offices across London. And what these parties were they were a reaction to the corporatisation of club culture, and to, you know, if you're not dressed right, you can't come in, and you've got to pay, you know, £25 on the door and all this kind of stuff. It was a reaction against that. It was a stand, and that people wanted to party, but they didn't want to have to adhere to the system. And what these photographs are intended as an inspiration that you can do that. You can question the system, you can question society, you can have these parties, you don't have to go through the laws and you know, have the money and all of this kind of thing. So I want these photographs to act as an inspiration to a new generation of people that are partying.
And you were saying you've got video installation as well, haven't you? Can you explain about that and how that came about?
Yeah, so the Saatchi Gallery have commissioned a video installation, and this is from Extinction Rebellion, the recent protests in April, and I filmed them for 10 days, and what I've made is I've made a film that has people dancing with the pink boat that was in Oxford Circus that shut down central Oxford Street, and I've cut it to a track called Babylon is Burning by Zion Train, which was a seminal protest acid track of the mid-90s, and I wanted to make a film that caught the intensity, the energy, the power, the emotion, and the incredible achievement of what Extinction Rebellion were doing and are doing. They got the government to declare a climate emergency, and I wanted to make a film that really captured all that and then cut it to this seminal protest track from 1996, which has all of the energy. So what it's doing is looping back to the protest movement of the 1990s. So it connects those two movements.
Amazing, I can't wait to see it. Great, well thank you very much, that's perfect.
not over here, is it?
No, photos from children.
Yeah, it's not that one, is it? No, no.
Because you can see on here, it's like, you can see that's like a close up of two kids. It's one of the only ones you can actually like.
That's not that.
It's not in here, so.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The thing was, there was some, because this is criminal justice and that's. Yeah. Yeah, that works. And then, so then, let's put those on.
I've spent 4 years in an old disabled people's activity centre in Cornwall with a scanner.
Yeah.
Scanning them, and that gives it the opportunity to.
Yeah.
And then of course you've got the opportunity to use all of the software.
Yeah.
A bit better tonality.
Look, it's really good. It's just a little tablet for like 50 or 60 quid.
Yeah.
You get a tablet for the spotting. And it's so easier than the mouse because you can just tick, 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 like that. Yeah. With a pen.
Yeah.
An actual pen.
Yeah.
It's really easy. Someone can I know. His ones they were decent.
Yeah.
They have to be clean.
Do you want to arrange the next six? You have with these six. So this one with these six.
From there.
Yeah.
Well, we might get this on. You have to be welcome to it. Yeah, you might as well.
Well, that's it. I mean, with that picture there, I would move that somewhere, else.
Yeah, so it's basically 10 mil. We're up 10 mil.
No,
Yep. I don't think we'll move. You have, otherwise.
Doesn't matter, man.